Welcome to Civils Online, your affordable personal coach. This is part of Civils exam prelims course, and this is your geography class. So we have been going through NCERT lessons of geography for the purpose of UPSC prelims and mains examination. So let's go to the course. Before going to the actual lessons, let's recap what we have studied already in the geography classes, so that there will be connectivity in between these classes. So we started with geography, what and why. We studied the definition of geography, that is the description of the earth as a abode of human beings. Then we realized that there are many branches of geography, and important ones are physical geography, human geography, and economic geography. Then we looked at geography in the UPSC exam point of view, and we realized that geography is very important. Then we looked at geography NCERT syllabus, and from class 6 to class 12, all the textbooks are important for geography. And we started with 6th class textbook, that is Earth or Habitat. So there are 8 chapters in the 6th class textbook, and we already completed 6 lessons in the previous videos. And in this video we are going to cover 7 and 8 lessons. With this we will be able to complete the 6th class textbook, the Earth or Habitat. So let's review what we studied in the previous 6 chapters. The first chapter is the Earth in the solar system. We came to know the position of the Earth in the solar system and in the universe, in the Milky Way, and how the planetary system is there. What are the different kinds of bodies in the universe. Then we moved on to the second chapter, which is globe latitudes and longitudes. If we want to find the location of a particular place on the surface of Earth, we came to know that there are imaginary lines called latitudes and longitudes. Because of latitudes, we also came to know that the sun's rays inclination changes, and because of that, a particular area's total amount of heat received varies. And because of longitudes, we will be able to find the difference of time. And for India, we have Indian Standard Time as well. And in the third chapter, that is motions of Earth, we learned that there are 2 types of motions for the Earth. One is rotation and another one is revolution. Because of the rotation, the days and nights are being formed. Because of the revolution of Earth around the sun, the seasons are being formed. And in the fourth chapter, that is maps, we looked at different types of maps like thematic, physical, and political. And we studied important components of maps, that is direction, scale, etc. And in the fifth chapter, that is major domains of the Earth, we learned that there are 3 major domains of Earth, that is atmosphere, hydrosphere, and lithosphere. And combination of these 3 domains, there is a new domain formed, that is called biosphere, where all the living organisms continue their life. Coming to 6th chapter, that is major landforms of the Earth, we studied different landforms like mountains, plateaus, plains, etc. And coming to the present chapters, the 7th and 8th chapters. 7th chapter is our country, India, and 8th chapter is India, climate, vegetation, and wildlife. Let's go to the NCERT PDFs for these 2 lessons. Now we are looking at 7th chapter, which is our country, India. So our country, India. So we will be learning about the basic but very important facts about our country, India. So what is the size, what is the geographical extent, what is the population, such kind of general information about our country. So India is a vast country, we all know, and what are the surrounding boundaries for the country. On the north side, we have lofty Himalayas. On the west, we have Arabian Sea. In the east, there is Bay of Bengal. And in the south, Indian Ocean. So, and India is called as a peninsula. So what is a peninsula? So peninsula is a piece of land that is surrounded by water on all 3 sides. And one side, it is connected to the major land. And India has an area of about 3.28 million square kilometers. And here, don't worry about these facts and numbers, because for UPSC Civil Services exam, numbers, facts, dates, persons, etc. are not very important, uh, because very few questions are asked on exact facts and numbers. But you have to, have a quantitative and qualitative view of these numbers. Suppose if you say, this is India is this big. So with this number, we will have to get an idea that how big the India as a country is. Such kind of understanding should be needed than the actual facts and numbers. And from north to south, that is from Kashmir to Kanyakumari, India's extent is about 3,200 kilometers. So from east to west, that is from Arunachal Pradesh to Kutch, it is about 2,900 kilometers. So apart from mountains, there is Great Indian Desert. In the north, you have northern plains, and there you have uneven plateau surface, the coast islands, etc. So there is a diversity of landforms in India. Yeah, and also there is a great variety in the climate, vegetation, wildlife as well, and also in the form of language, culture, etc. So there is a great diversity. But even in this diversity, there is unity in traditions that bind us as one nation. From the population wise, India has got a population of 120 crores. That is as per the census of 2011. So India is the second most populous country of the world after China. So this is a general information. So locational settings. India in terms of the latitudes and longitudes extent. So India is located in the northern hemisphere, and Tropic of Cancer, that is 23 degrees and half north, passes almost halfway through the country. And from south to north, the latitudinal extent of the country ranges from 8 degrees 4 minutes north to 37 degrees 6 minutes north latitudes, that is from south to north. And this 8 degrees 4 minutes north is the southernmost point in India. That is in Andaman Nicobar Islands. There is a point called Indira Point, which is the southernmost point, but which got submerged into sea during the tsunami of 2004. This 37 degrees and 6 minutes, the northernmost point will be in Jammu and Kashmir. From west to east, the longitudinal extent of India extends between 68 degrees 7 minutes east and 97 degrees 27 minutes east. So if we divide the world into eastern and western hemispheres, India completely comes into eastern hemisphere as per the longitudinal extent of India. So from here you can see from this longitude to the other longitude, there is a difference of about 29 degrees. So it's a great difference. So there will be a difference of time as well, because longitudinal degrees measure the time of a particular place. Here they are saying, large countries which stretch extensively from east to west have multiple time zones. Like the very big countries like USA and Canada have 6 and 7 time zones respectively, and Russia even more time zones than what USA and Canada have. So India comparatively as a big country, because we have 29 degrees of difference from east to west. So from easternmost point to the westernmost point, you have got 2 hours of difference in India even. But for the convenience, we got only one standard average, longitude, that is 82 degrees 30 minutes east, which is taken as the Indian standard time. This is called standard meridian of India for the sake of convenience. We already studied about this IST. So this is about longitudinal and latitudinal extent. Coming to India's neighbors, India has got 7 countries that share land boundaries. Here we are not talking about the countries which share boundary through sea. These are land boundaries. So there are 7 countries. So we will name those countries. So here this is India, and here we can see Nepal here, Bhutan here, and China has got a very large boundary line, and you have got Pakistan here in the western direction, and you have Bangladesh, you have Myanmar. So we named 7 countries. But you have got Afghanistan also here. We may feel that we don't have land border with Afghanistan because we haven't heard much about this, boundary. But you can see here in the India map. So this area definitely belongs to India, but presently controlled by Pakistan. So yeah, this is a political map. We'll come back to this map again. Yeah. So some of these countries which are neighbors of India doesn't have an access to ocean or sea. Like Nepal and Bhutan are completely landlocked countries. Across the sea in the south, we have island neighbors as well in the ocean. That is Sri Lanka and Maldives. And there is a strait that separates India and Sri Lanka, which is known as Park Strait. And coming to political and administrative divisions, India is a vast country. For administrative purposes, the country is divided into various states and union territories. Here it says 28, but at present we have 29 states. After formation of Telangana, we have got 9 states here after formation of Telangana. So this is physical map. We will look at it again. We have to go to the political map actually. So we have got 7 union territories. Delhi is the national capital. And states are formed based on the language. And Rajasthan is the largest state and Goa is the smallest state. This is in terms of area. And the states are further divided into districts. Let's look at the political map of India to know these divisions. Yeah, this is a political map. So here you can see different states within India and the union territories as well. So you have got Jammu and Kashmir and their national capitals. I mean, the state capitals are given there. Most of these are actually formed on based of the language. There are new states as well. Like in 2000s, they are formed. Like Jharkhand is carved out of Bihar. Uttarakhand is formed out of Uttar Pradesh. And you have got Chhattisgarh here carved out of Madhya Pradesh. And the very latest state is Telangana. This is in this map. In this book is somewhat old, so the map is not given. But now the Telangana is a new state, and Andhra Pradesh. Okay, and union territories also. There are 7 union territories. You can see Pondicherry is located here, and different regions of Pondicherry are scattered in the South India. And you have got a smaller state, that is Goa. Goa is a state, and you have got some union territories here, Dadra and Nagar Haveli and Daman Daman, and Delhi, the national capital and union territory is here. And you have got Chandigarh, which is a common capital of Himachal Pradesh, Haryana and Punjab, but which is a union territory. You have got islands as well. Here the Lakshadweep Islands are here in the Arabian Sea, and you have got Andaman and Nicobar islands here in the Bay of Bengal, and you have got Sri Lanka as a island neighbor, and here is this narrow strait which is separating Indian mainland and Sri Lanka. This is called Park Strait. Let's go back. And coming to physical divisions, so there is a great diversity in physical features of India, such as mountains, plateaus, plains, coasts, and islands. And in the north, there are these lofty snow-capped Himalayas. And Himalayas, as the meaning is, him is Ice and Alaya is a abode, so it's a abode of snow. The Himalayan mountains are further divided into three main parallel ranges. The northernmost is called as the Great Himalaya or Himadri, and the world's highest peaks are located in this range. And then you have got Middle Himalaya or Himachal, which lies south of Himadri, which are of medium height, and many popular hill stations are situated here because the mountains are somewhat, in the average height than compared to the Great Himalayas, so that the humans can actually access these regions by providing transportation, etc. There are many popular hill stations as well, like Shimla, Kulu, Manali, Darjeeling, etc. And the third range, the southernmost range, is called Shivalik. These are much lower than the middle or Great Himalayas. And in the northern Indian plains are there, which are south of Himalayas. They are almost level and flat region. These are actually formed by the alluvial deposits of various North Indian rivers like Sindhu, Ganga, Brahmaputra, and their numerous tributaries. These river plains provide fertile land for cultivation. So that is the reason these plains are highly populated regions of the world. Uh, here, here some of the definitions are being given. Alluvial deposits. These are very fine soils brought by rivers and deposited in the river basins. These are very much fertile and supports large populations. What is tributary? Tributary is a river or stream which contributes its water to the main river. And the Ganga and Brahmaputra formed the world's largest delta, which is called as Sundarbans Delta. So delta is in triangular shape. So it is an area of land formed at the mouth of the river. Mouth of the river is where the river enters into the sea, which is called the mouth of the river. So we have got a largest delta called Sundarbans Delta. And we talked about northern Indian plains. Then we have got in the western part, we have got Great Indian Desert, which is a dry, hot, and sandy stretch of land, and it has got very little vegetation. And to the south of northern plains, we have got Peninsular Plateau, which is triangular in shape, but it is very much uneven. And we have got a lot of hill ranges and valleys in this peninsular plateau. Aravali, the hills are like Aravali, Vindhya, Satpura. Western Ghats are also known as Sahyadri and Eastern Ghats. So we have various hills, and among them Aravali hills are one of the oldest ranges in the world. And Narmada and Tapi rivers flow in these Vindhya and Satpura ranges, and these are the west flowing rivers. Western Ghats are on the western side of the plateau, and Eastern Ghats are on the eastern side. Western Ghats are somewhat continuous, but Eastern Ghats are broken and uneven. But this plateau, the entire plateau region is rich in minerals like coal, iron ore, etc. To the west of Western Ghats and to the east of Eastern Ghats, we have two coastal plains. So the coastal plains are very narrow. The eastern coastal plains are much broader. In the eastern coastal plains, there are east flowing rivers like Mahanadi, Godavari, Krishna, and Kaveri, which drain into Bay of Bengal. And these rivers actually formed very fertile deltas at their mouths. Sundarban Delta is formed where the Ganga and Brahmaputra flow into Bay of Bengal. That's what we discussed already. Here, these coastal plains actually are subjected to many calamities of the nature, like the tsunami which happened in 2004, uh, which devastated these coastal plains, causing loss of life and property. Then we are talking about islands. There are two groups of islands. One is Lakshadweep Islands in the Arabian Sea. Sea. So Lakshadweep Islands are coral islands. We will know what are corals. Yeah, here you can see the coral islands picture is given. What are corals? Corals are actually skeletons of tiny marine animals called polyps. Just get to know this name because these kind of things are important for prelims exam. So corals are skeletons of tiny marine animals called polyps. When the living polyps die, their skeletons are left. So other polyps grow on the top of the hard skeleton, which grows higher and higher, thus forming the coral islands. So Lakshadweeps are examples of coral islands. So this is about India. Then you have got Andaman and Nicobar Islands. So go through these questions after this lesson. These are important for prelims exam. So if you have got any queries, you can come back to me. So we completed the 7th chapter. Let's go to the 8th chapter, that is India, Climate, Vegetation and Wildlife. Yeah. So this is the 8th chapter, India, Climate, Vegetation and Wildlife. Let's go through this NCERT PDF. So let's talk about the climate of India. So before knowing about the climate of India, we have to know what is weather. So it's a day-to-day changes in the atmosphere. So it includes changes in the temperature, rainfall, sunshine, etc. So this is a kind of temporary feature. It will be changed from time to time. Let's look at the major seasons recognized in India. So there are 4 seasons in India. That is winter, summer, rainy season and autumn. So the first one is cold weather season or winter. That is from December to February. In this season, the sun rays do not fall directly in the region. So as a result, the temperatures are quite low in the northern India. And the second season is hot weather season or summer. That is from March to May. In this region, the sun rays more or less directly fall in this region, so temperatures becomes very high. And hot and dry winds, particularly in North India, blow during the day, which are called as Lu. So then we have got rainy season, which is also known as southwest monsoon season. This season is marked by the onset and advance of monsoon. The winds blow from the Indian Ocean towards the land. They carry moisture with them. So when these winds strike the mountain barriers, the rainfall occurs. Then you have got the season of autumn, that is the season of retreating monsoon. So these southwest monsoon actually move back from mainland to the Bay of Bengal, and this season is known as retreating monsoons. The southern parts of India, particularly Tamil Nadu and Andhra Pradesh, receive rainfall in this season. This is about the weather, the changing weather, but you have got something called climate, which is about the average weather condition which has been measured over many years. Like for 100 years we will measure and we will say it is the climate of the particular country or a region. So the climate of India has broadly been described as monsoon type. So monsoon is a word taken from Arabic word called mausim. So mausim implies it's a season, so it's a seasonal. So India's location in the tropical region, so most of the rain is brought by these monsoon winds. So agriculture in India is dependent on rains. So good monsoons means adequate rain and a bountiful crop. So here a question is given to give the importance of monsoon and rains in India. If monsoons were weak or even worse, fail to occur in one year, what happens in India? Crops will be affected and the level of water in a well will go down. Summers will be longer. So the climate of a particular place is affected by 4 factors. These are location, altitude, distance from sea and relief. So location is where it is located, the longitudinal and latitudinal location. Altitude is the height from the sea level. So distance from sea is actually distance from the coastline, and you have got relief as well, how the surface of the that particular place is. So because of these features, the regional climates actually vary. So like in deserts of Rajasthan, you have got very hot climate. In Jammu and Kashmir, you have got freezing cold climates. In the coastal places, the weather is somewhat moderate. That is, it is neither too hot nor too cold. And you have in Meghalaya, there is a place called Masinram, which receives world's highest rainfall. And in a particular place like in Rajasthan, Jaisalmer, even in the entire year, there might not be a rainfall. So such kind of extreme climates are there in the country India. And coming to natural vegetation, so we talked about climate, and we have to talk about the natural vegetation. There is a wide variety of vegetation in India. So vegetation in India can be divided into 5 types. One is tropical evergreen forest. Second one is tropical deciduous forest. The third one is thorny bushes. The fourth one is mountain vegetation. The fifth one is mangrove forest. So let's look at tropical rainforest. Here is, one picture of tropical rainforest is given. And the tropical rainforest have this kind of layered structure with different trees and shrubs are forming different layers. And the trees, the top layer, the emergent layer can actually reach up to maximum height of 60 meters even. There is a dense canopy as well. Uh, these areas receive heavy rainfall. Uh, the forest is so dense that sunlight doesn't even reach the ground. So many species are there in these forests. So different trees shed their leaves at different times of the year. So these forests are always green. So that's the reason these are also known as evergreen forests. The important trees that are found in these forests are mahogany, ebony, and rosewood. Remember these names: ebony, rosewood, and mahogany are important trees that are found in these evergreen forests. Where these forests are located in India: Andaman Nicobar Islands, parts of northeastern states, and a narrow strip of western slope of the Western Ghats are home of these forests. So you imagine there has to be tropical climate and there has to be heavy rainfall. In such regions only these tropical evergreen rainforests are located in India. Then coming to the second type of vegetation, which is tropical deciduous forests. These forests are also called as monsoon forests because they shed their leaves at particular time of the year because of the lack of water in the dry season. And important trees in these forests are sal, teak, peepal, neem, and shisham. Remember these names. And these are found mainly in Madhya Pradesh, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Jharkhand, Chhattisgarh, Odisha, and in parts of Maharashtra. Here the picture is given. The trees shed their leaves in the dry season. Then the third type of vegetation, this is thorny bushes. These are found mainly in the dry areas of the country. The leaves are actually in the form of spines to reduce the loss of water. The important species of trees are cactus, khair, babul, kikar, etc. These are found in the states of Rajasthan, Punjab, Haryana, and eastern slopes of Western Ghats and Gujarat. Why eastern slopes of Western Ghats is because eastern slopes of Western Ghats is a rain shadow region. So because the monsoon winds which are coming from the sea like Arabian Sea touches the western side of these Western Ghats, but the eastern side is actually rain shadow zone. So that's the reason you have got these thorny bushes. On the western side, on the contrast, you may have tropical rainforest because of the heavy rainfall. So here the picture of thorny bushes is given. So it's a desert region. You can see the cactus kind of trees and thorny bushes. The real picture is given here. And you have got mountain vegetation. In the mountains, depends on the height. With increasing height, the temperature falls. So this decreasing temperature will impact the type of vegetation that is there in these mountainous regions. So at a height of 1500 meters to 2500 meters, The trees will have conical shape, and these trees are called coniferous trees. The example of the trees in this region are chir, pine, deodar, etc. Here the picture is given, so you can see that the trees are conical in shape because of the particular conditions in these mountain regions. Even these will avoid the snowfall because of this shape. And then you have a mangrove forest. These forests can actually survive the saline water. They are mainly found in Sundarbans in West Bengal and in the Andaman and Nicobar Islands. So Sundarbans, there are trees known as Sundari. This is one of the well-known species of trees in the mangrove forest, after which the Sundarbans are named. So forests, these vegetation forests are very much important for the humankind because of the purposes we know, like these provide oxygen and absorb carbon dioxide, and it will prevent the soil erosion, and the forest will give us whatever we need for our life, like timber, furniture, fuel, fodder, medicines, herbs, food, etc. And forests are natural habitats of wildlife, but we are destroying the forest because of the reckless cutting of trees and exploitation for agriculture, etc. So here in this picture you can see whatever there is, the services being provided by the forest. You can imagine many number of things, almost everything we enjoy in the life are given by trees. So it's imperative to protect the trees for the future generations, for our own sake. And coming to wildlife, the India is home to variety of wildlife. There are thousands of species of animals like reptiles, amphibians, mammals, birds, insects, worms, etc. Tiger is a national animal. It is found in various parts of the country. And in the Gir forest, there are Asiatic lions. And elephants and one-horned rhinoceros are found in Assam forests. Elephants are also found in Kerala and Karnataka. Camels are found in Rajasthan deserts. And wild asses are found in the run of Kutch of Gujarat. You have got wild goats and snow leopards, bears, etc. in the Himalayan region. Besides these, many animals are there in throughout the country, like monkeys, wolves, jackal, nilgai, cheetal, etc. And coming to birds, India is diverse in bird life. Peacock is our national bird, and other common birds are parrots, pigeons, myna, geese, bulbul, ducks, etc. And there are many bird sanctuaries in the country. And there are many snake species as well, like cobras and kraits. Because of the cutting of the forest and hunting, several species of wildlife are declining rapidly, and even some species are already extinct. So to protect these national parks, sanctuaries, and biosphere reserves have been set up. Government also started Project Tiger, Project Elephant to protect these animals. So every year we observe Wildlife Week in the first week of October to create awareness about the wildlife. Migratory birds, there are many bird species as we spoke. We have got many migratory birds coming into India like Siberian crane, pelican, stork, flamingo, pin-tailed duck, curlew, etc. migrate to our country in the winter season every year. Siberian cranes migrate from Siberia. They come in the winter season. So this is about the lesson. So go through these questions. These are important for prelims exam. And if you have any queries, just come back to me so that we will discuss. So with this, we completed the 6th class geography lesson, the Earth or Habitat. All the lessons we completed, 1 to 8 lessons. So next, we will go to the 7th class geography textbook. So gradually by one, we will be able to complete all the textbooks of geography from 6th class to 12th class. Stay tuned to this YouTube channel. we will complete other subjects of civils exam also. So if you have any queries at any time, you can leave your comments in the comment section of this video, or you can directly contact us, like you can write an email as well. Thank you. So this is Civils Online. Happy learning.